Hey guys, Justin here with JHart Modelworks. The Ferrari 275 JHart Spider is completely done. That is the buddy build we were doing with Mike from Mike's Miniature Motors. Absolutely beautiful, super happy with it. We are setting that aside while Mike finishes up his build. Absolutely no rush, Mike. Take your time, have fun with it. Last week, we did the unboxing for Tamiya's Ducati 1199. That's the buddy build I'm doing with Jamie G. This is going to be an absolute fun build. I did Tamiya's Ducati 916 previously as pretty much my first bike. I've done another bike before, but it was for somebody else and it was kind of a Harley. It wasn't a bike that I was super into. The 916 was the first kind of super bike, the type of bike that I think is really cool. Had so much fun with it, and Jamie G was like, hey, do you want to do a buddy build? I'm like, absolutely. So we're doing the 1199s. Like I did with the build with Mike, I'm also doing a side build, something I can bounce back and forth between. The plan is to be something light, simple, laid back, not a whole lot of crazy customization and modifications. No absolute insane custom 3D modeling, stuff like that. Just quick, easy, light, fun build. That rules out the majority of my stash. You've seen the thumbnail, you know that I'm doing another Ferrari, but I want to go on the record and say that was not the plan. The plan was to do Revell's Porsche 911 Carrera 3.2 Targa, the kit that they just recently did a new tool for. I was doing the unboxing for this kit. I was going to do a really cool color from Gaia Notes. I had plans, like awesome plans for this build. Was doing the unboxing and came to the sudden realization that even though this was brand new, sealed in the box, the body is completely twisted in two different directions. One of the sprues is warped in, I think, 3 different directions. Another one is slightly warped. I've reached out to Revell to see what can be done. I have not heard back from them other than an auto response saying, hey, we've received your request. It may be a while before we get back to you. Okay, let's move on to something else. So looking at my stash, I pretty much had about 3 options to pick from if I really wanted to go with light, easy, no crazy modifications. That would be the 360 Modena from Tamiya, Revell's Ferrari F430, and Fujimi's 458 Italia. I have done a couple of years ago, I did Tamiya's 360 Spider. Absolutely love that build. Apparently judges love that build too. I've built, I want to say it's Revell's 430 Spider several years ago, like back before I even had the YouTube channel. And the 458 Italia from Fujimi, I've already built as well. That was maybe my 5th kit. My son bought that kit for me when I first started building models. Now I did that in a blue. I want to do the 458 in a red, not that red, but a red. And I just finished doing the Cobra in a really dark red, so not going to be doing the 458. Looking at the 430 and the 360, I really think I'm going to have a lot more fun with the 360, and there's going to be a lot less need for me to be really doing any modifications to it. If you remember, when I was doing the 360, I made an aero kit for that kit, which is really just a front lip and side skirts. I 3D printed off another set. The fit is perfect, so we're going to be doing that. I also did the conversion for the interior from the flappy paddle automatic gearbox to a gated manual. I made a new brake pedal that included the clutch because there was no clutch on the original kit, and the shifter. So I'm going to have to scrape out some of the central console with some buttons to put that gated shifter in there. Both of those, the Aero Kit and the manual conversion, are on my Colts 3D page. The link is down in the description below. So if you're interested in those, you can go look into those. But yeah, so not a whole lot of crazy 3D custom modeling because it's already modeled from the last kit. You don't really do a lot of modifications to the engine bay. You may add some spark plug wires and just disappear them under the air intake. But there's not a whole lot of detail that you see at the engine bays from modern exotics, so there's not going to be a lot of crazy customization there. The interior, it's a hard top, so you're not going to see much of the interior. We will do a nice job and clean it up, but I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of custom work. I may change the seats out. If so, I'll just grab some from P24 and print those up. Nothing major. So this is going to be my side project, Tamiya's Ferrari 360 Modena. All right. We have our instructions. We have our clear sprue, and one of the side windows is already loose. So we need to get that out and get that separated pretty quickly. Someone's been playing in this because some of these sprues are not in plastic bags anymore. We have a metallic gray sprue. Yeah, see, they've got one of the side skirts is off. Door panel is off. This is pretty much how I got this kit, guys. We have our body. Tires and polycaps. A black sprue. We have a decal sheet. And some masks. It's nice that they have the masks included. They are die cut, so that's nice. You don't have to cut your own masks. Decals are pretty yellow. That is okay. I'm not likely to use anything really with the white other than the gauges. And as this is a hardtop car, you're really not going to see those gauges anyhow. Instructions. Are they book style? No, they are fold out. All in all, the diagrams look really good. The instructions look pretty straightforward. And honestly, they're pretty nice. They are, however, fold outs. I really prefer the book style. They're a little less ungangly. All right, now going through the sprues, I did find some more goodies. There are metal transfers. These are really nice. Not sure how well the adhesive is on them, but we shall see. There's also some nylon mesh. I'm sure you cut some meshes out for something in here. We'll see in the build what that's used for. As for our tires, front and rears are the same diameter. I think they're about a 19. They are staggered front to back in depth though. The rears are significantly deeper. As far as our glass goes, for the most part, it's pretty nice. You have some detail in there for the heater, for the little defrost lines back here. That's also really nice. It does look like we have a bit of scratching, probably from that side window that's floating around in there. We may be able to sand and polish that out. Yeah, that feels like a nice smooth piece, so we may be able to get in there and sand and polish that. We don't want to sand and polish on the back side, as there is texture here, kind of a frosted here, which marks where you need to paint the black trim. Again though, pristinely clear, with the exception of a couple of like very minor scratches. The actual molding itself, there's almost no deviation or warping. Everything is nice and clean. Same with those headlight lenses. So yeah, the really nice clear. There is this frosted piece here as a piece of the under tray. And they do this in kind of this frosted glass. You're supposed to kind of put it in with a screw and you can see through it to see your engine, I guess is the thing. You can't really see through it because it is clear, but it's frosted. You also see that there's some kind of distortion where the clear plastic cooled up together, and that kind of causes, it doesn't really look really good. What I did on the 360 Spider was I actually set this up with some magnets, and it just kind of drops in place and then magnets up. And then I just painted it black. I'm immediately going to get that back in here. And then I'm going to take this side window and get that in a baggie. So that doesn't get scratched up and it doesn't scratch anything else up. Chrome sprue. The chrome isn't like a mirror finish chrome. It is a really, really bright matte silver. It's really a beautiful chrome. I mean, I'm tempted just not to strip these pieces anyhow. The wheels look pretty good. I'm not using these. I never use the wheels anymore. And that's where you start running into some issues. So your exhaust tips, you can see the red where that chrome didn't fully attach. That red's going to show up in your build. This you really won't see. Pretty much none of this I think you will see other than those exhaust tips. I don't know. We'll see what I do with it. Nice to have the little engine, the little centerpiece in the engine is separate. I don't remember if they did that separate or not on the convertible. Metallic brace sprue. You do get a full detailed engine in this kit, which is really nice. A lot of the Tamiya kits from the era were curbsides. The brakes are not terrible, to be honest with you. You have your individual hand brakes. Really crisp, really clean, no flashing. Nothing seems to be warped or distorted. Here's your chassis, some interior pieces. The door cards are kind of basic, but in this car they are. Nice detailing on the dash. The seats are period correct. I may or may not keep them. Y'all know me. I may go grab some seats somewhere. I may have some seats already. Interior tub. Those buttons there are because it's an automatic. Now, I developed a manual setup for this car, so basically what I'm going to do is come in and chisel these off and sand that flat very carefully, and then just glue my gated shifter in place. Somewhere on this sprue, or the gray sprue, one or the other, there is a single pedal for the brake pedal, and I made a brake and clutch pedal. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in and you're going to cut the arms off of this piece and just glue the center up here onto the steering shaft, and then glue your wheel in place and make it a manual. So like I said, if you've got your own 3D printer, that gated shifter and the clutch pedal are up on my Colts 3D page. Link is down in the description. I can tell you from experience, this piece is very, very fragile. So when you cut this piece off, you want to be very careful. Use nippers, not a hobby knife. Cut them back here on the big part. Carefully cut away at the big piece. Then once you have it cut loose, then come back up and cut right up on this edge when there's no longer a whole bunch of pressure causing this to twist and womp around. That will reduce the likelihood of you breaking that little sway bar. We have our body pieces. So these get glued into the inside of your fenders right here. Your headlights are body color on this car. They went black on the F430. I really kind of like the F430 a little better. That's one of the main reasons. That's where that little silver piece goes on the chrome piece. This is the air intake plenum. That's really nicely done. Then you have a little hinge piece for the trunk lid, which is this piece right here, because there's some small little hinges on the ends here. Try not to break those. And like I said, somebody cut this off before I got it. But that's just going to set in just like that. And you can put this together before paint. So you can get in there, paint that up, and it'll all be painted up as one piece. Body-wise, everything is really clean. It looks like, yeah, they've already sanded on the mold lines already. So there's mold lines that run right through here, and you can see some of the sanding dust in the panel lines. You can also see where they sanded right on this edge because the mold lines go right through there. All in all, it looks really good. It's not twisted. That's a plus above the Revell Porsche that I wanted to build. So it looks like it's going to be a fun, straightforward build. Alright guys, that is going to be a wrap for this video. Trying to keep the unboxing short. We'll see how long it actually ends up being. Thanks for hanging out and watching with me. I always appreciate you guys watching the videos and supporting the channel. I'm going to get started on this and get a little bit more work done on the Ducati that I'm building with Jamie G from Jamie G Scale Models, and I will catch you guys on the next one.